Okay, so I am live, and this is done a little bit differently. I really worked on getting this one done here. So what we're doing right now today is kind of a Blu-ray must-have type of thing. So anybody that like on social media, I was going to do this a little bit earlier. Then I was lucky enough to get a call from my cousin Raj, who he was like a bro to me, like. So we talked for a while. So I was originally going to make the video a little bit earlier, but here we go. I'm going to go through what I did is I brought up all the companies, all the big companies here. This is right here. This is Scorpion releasing. And I figured the easiest way to do it, because I don't always have the movies. Obviously, if it's a movie that I want, I don't have it. Hey, Tummy Films, how's it going? So I thought the best way to do it is rather than do this down in the movie library, is be up on my TV. Hey, Scalder. This is a little different. And I can actually look at and point at and talk about the films so you guys have a visual representation of some of the stuff that we're going to be talking about. Because it's hard to have a visual representation of something that you don't own without like doing a bunch of editing. And you can't do that in a live video or like just holding up an iPad type of thing. Or like I want this one here. So, hey Juan, welcome. Congratulations on your first ever Vincent order. Nice choices. So I got, actually, I thought I had time, so I got my, this is actually a little cold now, because this is my regular tea. It's a FOP, in my FOP mug from the UK. Hey, hey, welcome, Javid, welcome. And this is my chamomile. So if my voice starts to go, I got my soothing chamomile to keep me going. I've got my tea. So we'll go from company to company. I think I want to start with Indicator first because I talked about them last night, and I guess there's less of them as there are like some other ones that are newer to come out. I probably should have more lights here, but unfortunately, hey Jerry, hey Murdsville, ahoy. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through some things like the recently announced stuff would be Lilith, The Reckless Moment, The Snake Pit with Olivia de Havilland, who I really like, and of course Dragonwick, which stars Walter Houston and Vincent Price. Both of these, these two here are high on my list. But as in like kind of the wants right now, like I kind of need type of things, obviously like Bronson is going to be, because I'm going to go with like the single stuff a lot. Hey Corey, man, how's it going? Bronson's Breakout, Berserk. I'm not going to mention the box sets because I've already done that. Joan Crawford and Berserk, definitely one to pick up. Age of Consent, I really do recommend. That actually stars a very young, very nude Helen Mirren. I'm not joking, she's naked throughout like at least like 40% of the film. She was a Jenny Agutter of her day. And, but this is a really good movie. It's done by Michael Powell, of course, and Powell and Pressburger. And you know you're getting quality when you get their stuff. Age of Consent is like, no, it's not a miss when it comes to that. It's a strong, like, must-have. Got your PC set up with your TV too? That is the way to have it. I mean, like, I got my TV upstairs and I have like my, my Amazon or my iTunes box set up. But you got to you got to own this one here with all the special features. Now, The Collector is one that I almost picked up when I was in Bay Street Video. It's a really good one. Unfortunately, it's a little bit pricey at the time. But Terrence Stamp and Samantha Eggar are incredible. She did, actually. So she was the Jenny Agutter of her time. That's exactly what I meant. Like any of the box sets goes without saying. These three I don't have. I don't have Five Tall Tales, I don't have Samuel Fuller at Columbia, and I don't have The Last Movie. Which is pretty good when you think about it, like as in like the collection goes. Those are on my wish list for. So I'm sticking with mostly single releases for this stuff. The Collector is a good one, like just waiting on a good price for that one. Little Murders is actually pretty good. I like Elliot Gould. I'm kind of a big fan of Elliot Gould in anything. But Little Murders, I think it was a play originally. Hey Isaac, how's it going, man? We are talking about like wants here. And you guys can tell me some of yours as well. I guess the biggest single release for that, like as a single film comes out, is you just mentioned it, Jerry. Actually, Blue Collar, because as a film aficionado and a guy that desperately wanted to go to film school, kind of growing up, Blue Collar literally has a film school. It has Paul Schrader from The Taxi Driver, Blue Collar, many other films. Pretty much he does a lecture, a film school style lecture on the disc. Needless to say, it's a big one. The Border with Jack Nicholson, great movie actually. Odds of Laura Mars, I really always love that one. With Mia Farrow playing the blonde. Yeah, that's one that's going to be down here a little bit. Did I pass it? See No Evil. Fragment of Fear is pretty good with David Hemmings. Wolf, I'm not quite. Yeah, there we go. See No Evil is right there. Definitely one too that I strongly recommend. If you like kind of those suspenseful, if you like that style of film, you're definitely going to get that. Stone Killer, Charles Bronson. I'm a huge Charles Bronson fan. I used to own the book Stone Killer. And there's like some great stuff. Fat City is a good one. The Big Heat with Fritz Lang, fantastic film. Experiment in Terror. Hardcore, George C. Scott, a bit of a hard watch for some people, but it's definitely a good film. The Wild One with Marlon Brando. To Serve With Love made me cry when I was a kid. Fat City is, and ones like, I guess, The New Centurions, and eventually I'll probably pick up like Ghost of Mars because I want to get all the Carpenter stuff, even if it's really, really bad. And for me, Ghost of Mars was really, really bad. Bunny Lake is Missing is another one that I will grab. All right, so there we did New Centurions. I saw that at Bay Street Video, and I think they had the limited edition. I should have picked it up because I know that limited edition is out of sale now. 10 Rellington Place, I forgot to mention that one. That is a really good one. I was going through so fast. Last Detail. Did I mention Last Detail? This is why you guys are here. This is why you guys are so awesome, because I will forget stuff. So going on with Severin. You guys know I'm a huge Severin fan now. They show them all with blue cases, but we know, us people that have been buying Severin, is that we know that like basically the black cases are kind of the way to go with their like limited editions, their soundtracks, their stuff like that. I've got a lot of the newer Severin stuff that's out. If there's anything that's like high on my Severin list right now that I'd like to get, would be Beyond the Darkness, you know, because this has a soundtrack with it. Make sure you get the limited edition, because the soundtrack is by Goblin. And if you're a fan of like Giallos and you're listening to like Argento, we watch a lot of Argento movies, you're going to see like a lot of Goblin music play through things like, you know, through Suspiria, like, you know, Tenebrae, stuff like that. I also like highly like ones that I don't have. Horror of Party Beach is a super cheesy fun one. Yeah, that's right. They did Between Two. I hate when they do that. Now, all these recent Italian ones I do recommend. I got them like Absurd, Zombie 3, Zombie 4, Shocking Dark. I need Violence in a Women's Prison. That's actually, I've got like Emmanuel and The Last Cannibals, but Violence in a Women's Prison was also an Emmanuel film. It's a fun one. We talked last night about Emmanuel in America, which is coming. We'll get to that company in a little bit. Threads. If you've never seen Threads, 1985's Fright Night from. I definitely recommend it. The Twilight Time one was too expensive. It sold out like in minutes. And like there's a UK one from Eureka, which is really good as well. Got the documentary on it. But Sony has the documentary as well. Sony actually has the complete documentary. Whereas the Eureka documentary stops after the original Fright Night and doesn't go into Fright Night 2. So definitely, if you don't have Fright Night, I recommend grabbing the new Sony ones coming up. You'll be pleased. But yeah, Threads is scary in a very realistic way. Over here in North America, we had a movie called The Day After, and actually had like people like Steve Guttenberg in there, and it dealt with, much like Threads does, it dealt with like the after effects of the nuclear holocaust, and that was a big thing. People like forget, like now that, like when I grew up, there was the Cold War that was going on, and what system I used in my collection? Sorry, I mean something else. Jason Robards exactly was in that. It stuck with you because we actually were taught in school. We did like these nuclear kind of things where you go under your desk if like there's a nuclear bomb. That's were some of the things that we went through. So there's some darkness. People think of the Reagan era as really like nice and sweet. It wasn't. It was a dark time. I don't have that one yet, Chet. I do have to get that one. I seen it years ago, but I don't remember the movie or the ending very well. I remember the name, so don't tell me. I do need to pick up Perfume. But out of these here, like obviously the ones that stand out, because I do have so many Severin. Like recently, I've got these solid ones. The only thing and Devil's Reign. Devil's Reign is high on my list of ones too. This is fun. It's got some great features on it. If you've never seen Devil's Reign, it's a really cool movie. It's got like William Shatner, Tom Skerritt, Ernest Borgnine's in it. It's where the Michael Myers mask came from, actually. It's also has like John Travolta in the one scene of the film. A very fun film. They don't totally Claudio Fragasso the ending. They do it a bit. I'm going to get that term over. Whenever you have a dark, bad ending for a film, like a bleak ending, that's now going to be called, that's a Claudio Fragasso ending. So there you go. If you watch my channel and you see a movie and you tweet about it that has like a really deep, dark ending, you can say the Claudio Fragasso the ending, because that means it's been a dark, bad, like bleak ending. And I can say that with great love for Claudio Fragasso, because I do love Italian cinema. But yeah, for here, I got Devil's Honey, which I do recommend to people that don't have it. I hear good things about Begged By, Lover By. I don't have that one. I don't remember the film. If any of you guys know it, you can kind of let me know if it's a worthy to get. I know The Other Hell is kind of tame when it comes to the nunsploitation genre. I hear that's actually a fairly tame film. Man, that. Wild Beasts I'm not interested in. It's more of a Mondo type of thing. I got the Mondos that I like. The only other Mondos I want is was probably be like kind of like a Mondo, like the Mondo Kane collection, the Blue Underground, or is it? I think it's Blue Underground. Right? I think it's Blue Underground. Put out. But yeah, those are the big ones within that company. Okay. This is the hard one. This is Scream Factory. Scream Factory has put out a lot. Oh, so yeah, we're gonna leave Scream Factory for a bit. We're gonna go over to right there, Vinegar Syndrome. So Vincent, obviously, in their early days, he did a lot of more the adult-oriented stuff. But as you can see, even in the early days, he did some really cool stuff. Yes, I'm doing a Kino once, because you guys know I love my Kino. I have a pretty good Kino collection, and they have some great stuff. So I got, like, you can see these tabs up there. I'm going to do ones for all of those. So let's just hope my voice like lasts through this. So when it comes to Vincent and the early stuff, Good Luck, Mrs. Wyckoff, definitely, like, it's more of a drama film. Definitely recommend that one. That's one that I want to get. I would love to have gotten Sex World. I would want the uncut edition of it though, because although it's an adult film, the uncut edition also had the option of having the non-adult-ass film portion of it on there as well, and it is actually a very well-made film, which is something that I will like eventually talk about, like on here. Sugar Cookies, anything with Lynn Lowry, I know I want to pick up. I'm going to do Criterion as well. Yeah, I got Criterion here too. A lot of these I've got, like I've got Madman, I got Frightmare, Nightmare Weekend, I got all those. I need to get Corruption. That's one that I've been looking into. That actually has another film on it, House on the Edge of the Park. Not House on the Edge of the Park, House something. There's another film on Corruption, kind of like that they're going to be redoing, like remastering. And the only way to get it, to see it right now, is to see the Corruption edition of that film. This is Corruption right there, and that looks like it's not Jamie Gillis, but it's somebody like that. I got to get the other, like, I'm very excited for Blue Velvet. That's one that I didn't know that was going to be put out, and as you guys know, Blue Velvet is my favorite Lynch film. I'm glad you like Madman. Isn't the scene in the hot tub with Madman so insane? Like, so where they're just like, it's almost like they're circling around each other in the hot tub. But yeah, Blue Velvet is coming from Criterion. And Criterion recently did the Breakfast Club. I don't think they're going to do 16 Candles. I kind of think that's not going to be a thing. My better half kind of slat at me when I said that. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I like the fact that they're going to be doing some slips. I didn't do the one. I'm not doing Warner Archives today. I'm going to leave that for another one. Dolomite is excellent one. I do recommend Dolomite. The guy that stars in Dolomite is Rudy Ray Moore. Now, Rudy Ray Moore was a stand-up comic as well. He's a big, he's a big guy. He's a tough guy. He's definitely a built stand-up comic, but he is a stand-up comic nonetheless. And part of his stick in his stand-up comedy routine was that he'd do, and I think Andrew Dice Clay would kind of do this later. He would do kind of like poetic verse stuff, like tell stories, like and kind of like with a iambic kind of meter, basically. So basically, kind of like tell like stories, and would have like a rhyme, would have a flow to it. And he does that in there's a sequence in Dolomite. It kind of comes out of nowhere. If you don't know the history of Rudy Ray Moore, then it seems like why did this scene come here type of sequence. But it's something that he's famous for. And once you know that, then you're like, yeah, it's really cool that that little part of his history, of his career is right there on that. Dolomite is a fantastic film. I strongly recommend it. It's a really good movie. It plays very tongue-in-cheek. It's one of the cool blaxploitation ones. Yuma Tornado is good as well. That's a fun one. P.D. Wheatstraw. I don't have Yuma Tornado. I don't have P.D. Wheatstraw. I don't have Disco Godfather. All three of those. I own Dolomite. Dolomite's the only one of the 4 Rudy Ray Moore ones that I own. So this one, Dolomite, I own. Human Tornado, P.D. Wheatstraw, and Disco Godfather, I don't. Those are high up on my list. Next Vinegar Syndrome sale that comes about, they're probably going to be ones I'm going to be looking at. Psychic Killer is actually a great, not just a great movie, but there's a great cover art for this. It'll be interesting, like somebody mentioned there earlier, to see what like past movies are going to be getting slips. Vinegar Syndrome is going to be putting out slips of certain films, and that's going to be on their next sale. So if you got, like, say, for instance, I got a movie like The Bees, or I got Dolomite, there may be like a slip cover coming for that, and you'll be able to buy the slip for actually fairly inexpensive. That's super cool. That's a really good idea. One that I do have that I recommend, if you like the adult ones, is Trashy Lady, which is pretty much Pygmalion, just in an adult version and reversed. Candy Tangerine Man, Lady Coco is definitely one I need for my blaxploitation. Oh yeah, that's the thing, Juan. Vinegar Syndrome has become famous for their slips. Like, I've got a lot of their stuff. I'll do my Vinegar Syndrome like collection again. I do it all the time because I find that I can go back and redo a collection video and find something new to talk about each time that I do it. Hopefully you guys feel the same way too when I get like new ones to add to it and stuff like that. Now the Vinegar Syndrome is very famous for their slips, and they do like really good, really solid slips. A Vinegar Syndrome slip, if you've never had one before, is like anything else that you've ever seen. Oh, did you like Trashy Lady, Sculder? I thought it was fun. Harry Reams is a comedic actor, and although he didn't necessarily want to act first, somebody didn't show up on set during the making of Deep Throat, and he actually had he took that role, and he just had a really kind of cool comedic timing to him. So I did recommend. I hope you like Trashy Lady. I thought he did a good job in the movie, and I do like Ginger Lynn for that aspect of it, but. I don't have Taboo or Taboo 2 or 3, which are said here as well. Those I will also eventually grab down the road. They are part of history, and I think that everybody does need them. Yeah, the first step was Jack. Luckily, I was one of the people that was able to get Jack Frost, and it is like you haven't got to it yet. Let me know when you do. I know how you're feeling. I got like my watch list over there. I watched the Unnameable last night from Unearthed Films. It's really good. I want them to put it part 2. So I've got Hellbent. I've got Horror House on Highway 5. You don't have to get that one. I got Nightmare Sisters, I think. Death Row Game Show is definitely on the list. I don't know if All the Sins of Sodom is sold out. I think it is. It's a Sarno film. I don't have any Sarno in my collection. He does beautifully do those style of films, so eventually I would like to get it. I have this, but I recommend the Blood Mania Point of Terror Pete Carpenter set. That's actually really good. Taboo 4, of course, that's the last of the Taboo, like, because only so many of the Taboo films were filmed, like, for theater. The rest, then it went on, to become, like, straight to video, VHS type of thing. Oh, yes, thank you, because I really want that. I really like the first Enable. Double Exposure I don't have. My dad has this one. It's a really good one. The Hearst I don't have as well. Nurse Sherry, I need. A Touch of Genie's actually, again, Harry Reams is this one. Basically, it's sort of like, it's an adult film, but it's a comedy where basically a guy has he's got a genie, he has the ability to make wishes, and he wishes to be like into the bodies of these like actors. It's really funny. Matinee Idol, I don't know a lot about that one. I don't know if I've seen that one actually. So but I would definitely take your word on it. I would check that one out down the road. I would like to have all their stuff. Like Red Roses of Passion was another Saarinen one. I think that one sold out as well. Trip with the Teacher is actually a very good film. That was the only film this director ever made, was Trip with the Teacher. And it's a real shame because he shows a real kind of like proficiency for working with a low budget and making it look much better than the budget would have you believe. So I don't have this one, but I have seen this one before, and I do recommend Trip with the Teacher. This is his only film, so if you get Trip with the Teacher, you're literally getting this director's only film, and you're gonna kind of wish he made more. Psychos in Love is a fun one that I do need to grab down the road. Liquid Sky is probably high on my list. That's one that a lot of people tell me that I gotta get. It's been years since I've seen Liquid Sky, and I remember it being uniquely weird. I will eventually pick up some Andy Milligan stuff. Disconnected was recommended to me last night, and I do want to check that one out. Pick Up, again, another cool one. And of course, volumes 3 and 4 of the 5 films, 5 years. I got to get those before they sell out. The Penitentiary movies are great. For some reason, Penitentiary 3, unfortunately, isn't available, and it looks like it won't be available for a while. There's some like rights issues with the third Penitentiary film, which is a shame. I remember watching all 3 of them on VHS back in the day. I got like a DVD copy of Penitentiary 1 and 2. I don't have Pickup yet, but I think I've seen it. I got Upgrade. And Leon Isaac Kennedy is great in the Penitentiary films, and my better half, she's a big blaxploitation fan, but she's never seen the Penitentiary film, so she's in for a treat, because it's really hard to explain what it is, but it's super cool and cheesy. And you got one where the guy from Ghostbusters is the bad guy. I'm not joking. Mr. T shows up. There's boxing, and there's prison fighting, and there's like bad guys on the outside. So a lot of cool stuff. Star Time is one I got to get as well. I don't have Fugitive Girls or Lucifer's Women. The highest one on my list right now is probably Bloodhook, which I hear about a lot. I hear a lot of good stuff on Bloodhook, so I definitely got to grab that one. I love that House of the Dead, and I love that cover, so I'm going to get that one down the road too. Body Melt, high on my list. Definitely, like Body Melt is definitely high on the list. Wonder Woman I just got. I haven't watched that one yet. Shot is one I need to get. There's so much. This company is so good. There's a reason I'm Mr. Vinegar Syndrome. I love this company. Cutting Class and Sudden Fury, definitely two that are high. Sudden Fury especially. Sudden Fury is great. I'm Canadian, and this is definitely one of the exploitation kind of. It's a thriller. It's actually really good. I got the Tear Slip, but only because I missed out on it too. But James actually got that one for me, and I'm super stoked about that. Now Mausoleum, I'm a big fan of that film. Right here, Party Line is one I used to watch a lot. When I remember this one. This one has, oh God, he was like a teen actor, and he's actually really strange in this one. Wacko is one I really want, and A Battle for the Lost Planets. That's obviously. Cutting Class is a fun film. I mean, it's cheesy and all, but it's meant to be cheesy. So here we are with 88 films, which was just mentioned. We'll go through them first. And as we know, they started out doing a lot of like Full Moon and stuff like that. So I've really got the Bloodlust. I got the Subspecies films already. I don't have the third one, but I'll eventually. I've already gotten Castle Freak and I got the first 3 Puppet Masters. I'll eventually get the other 2, but I want to go to like actual wants. It's like some serious wants. I do recommend the Puppet Master films. You don't have them. Two Moon Junction. If you want to see, if you're a big full moon, if you're a big fan of like the series of the show Twin Peaks, give them time. they may. Then Sherilyn Fenn from Laura Palmer from Twin Peaks is in Two Moon Junction, and she's gorgeous. She's super gorgeous. The Trancers films. Trancers 3 was always my favorite. I've only got part 1 of The Toxic Avenger. I wanted the HMV limited editions collections of The Toxic Avenger. They put out slips with posters and that. I only have the first one because I bought 1 and 2, and when I got back here to Canada and I opened up part 2, it was part 1 on the inside. And I bought it at a store, right? So it was just like one of those things that kind of messed up. But I definitely want the Toxic Avenger ones. Like Citizen Toxie is the 4th one's actually really good. Tourist Trap is a really weird cover. That's not at all what I would put on like Tourist Trap, which is a really nightmarishly great film. But honestly, I have a lot of these. As you see, they put out the Suckling. I would say for the Suckling, I would go for the Vinegar Syndrome edition. So that's just me. But I do love the stuff that 88 Films does. So I like some of their stuff, like maybe like a Friday Foster. I've got Prison. There's their version of Prison. I'm not sure if there's much difference. I love their version of Ghost Town. The cover on this one looks way better than it did in the Scream Factory edition. I don't have it, so I may actually grab that one. Meridian is another one with Sherilyn Fenn, again from Twin Peaks, who on the Google Doc list. Grizzly, I definitely need Grizzly. That's one that I really enjoyed. Yeah, there's not. Okay, now we're getting to the stuff, the real stuff. The Prison's not the best release. Not surprised. So this is Beyond the Darkness that they put out. Severin edition for that one for sure. Enigma, I think they're the only ones that I know that's put this one out, so I will definitely grab that. Massacre in Dinosaur Valley is one that I would like to get, but I do want to see if Severin's going to put it out. With some of these releases, I'm kind of holding off. Blast Fighter is a good one. I had that one at one point. Hitchhike is the one I need for my to complete my my trilogy of David Hess films. We got like if you don't have it, Live Like a Cop, Die Like a Man, buy that one for sure. Alien 2 on Earth, I want. 7 Deaths in the Cat's Eye for sure. Massacre in Dinosaur Valley, Body Puzzle, Syndicate Sadist, Perfume of the Lady in Black, which was just mentioned actually right at the beginning of the video. I want that one. Amok for sure. Delirium. I love Delirium. And I had like I think I still got like a DVD, like a Shriek Factory edition of Delirium. It's not the best print actually. It says Serena Grande, and this is Serena Grande. If you don't want the film Delirium, just after looking at a picture of Serena Grande, you really should. She's good. Actually, it's a really good film. It's done by Lamberto Bava. What's really neat about Delirium is that it goes in a really kind of a twisted mind, mental style for the film. What we get to see is unique, because we get to see from the killers. Oh, Henry, welcome, dude. What we see from the killer's eyes. Be sure to check it in Reddit's channel. He does some awesome stuff. So we see all these like twisted, like weird, like visions, and kind of weird things that shows up on the screen, like a person, and their face looks like an eyeball. She was beyond gorgeous, Jimbo. And we see these like weird visions from the eyes of the killer. I really like that. I love the aspect of doing that, and I'm surprised like more films haven't really gotten into that. To that, of course, there's Burt Reynolds, Navajo Joe, anything Burt Reynolds. Cold-Blooded Beast, by Del Leo was there. We got The Long-Haired Death by Margaretti. Watch Me Wanna Kill I do have already. Touch of Death is a good one by Fulci. I got to get that. He did a few movies with Brett Halsey. Yeah, Delirium was so super strange, and that's what I loved about it. Of course, the Bruno Mattei Zombie Creeping Flesh, which I do have. They did a Django. I didn't know that. Django Kill, If You Live, Shoot. I would grab that. Also, Eyeball. They put out a really good edition of Eyeball, special feature one, and I did not know a Black Veil for Lisa was out, so that's definitely one. Green Inferno, that's the new one, right? So now we're going down to the Slasher Classics collection. Eyeball Makeup was freaky. It was like super scary, and this, so it's what they always focus on. Like obviously they focus on Serena Grande for, you know, she's gorgeous, but when you see like more like multiple pictures of that, did you like the release of Eyeball and Ready? Then you'll see like they'll always show that eyeball face. Like it's just a freaky picture to show. So I've got a lot of the early slasher video classics ones, so I'll go through to the ones that I don't have, which there's in the early stuff there's more that I do have than don't, but ones that I still need. Prozzy, of course, that's from the ones that did like the Boogeyman. Splatter University, I would recommend Splatter University. Now, what do you mean by good? Because here's the difference. Splatter University is a movie. It's a slasher film. It was done at a time when when there was a proliferation of slasher films. There was a glut, so there was just a lot going out. I like it, but I like it as, you have to understand, you like it as a Z grade watching experience. You're not going to go into Splatter University and come out, yeah, why did that not take the place of Halloween? No, that's never going to be something you say. It's got cheesy acting. Deaths are okay. The killer is kind of hilarious. But 88 Films does have, like, Vinegar Syndrome has, like, Vinegar Syndrome was known for having the better print for Splatter University. 88 Films has another film on it. So the thing is that when 88 Films did it, they got the rights to Richard Hainesman's last film as well. It's the director for Splatter University. And arguably, the other film may actually be better than Splatter University. So check them out, make your own decision on it. But definitely, if you're a Splatter University fan, I still recommend the Vinegar Syndrome edition, but I would grab them both. But if you can only grab one, make your decision. You want the extra film, or do you want the extra quality? It's going to be, you know, either way, you're going to get a fun film. It's a fun film. That's the best way to put it. I need Intruder. I got a DVD of Intruder, like this old DVD of Intruder, which is okay. Not I definitely nothing Blu-ray quality. I got to get Intruder is one of my favorites. If you like college slasher films, then yeah, definitely, it's fun. First Power, right there we go, with Lou Diamond Phillips. Tracy Griffith again, like that. Mountaintop Motel Massacre. It's an okay slasher. It's not great. I will eventually have it in my collection. Just Before Dawn. I don't have any copy of Just Before Dawn. I really need this movie. I love this movie actually. I really liked it, and I've never owned it. I don't have their edition of Toolbox Murders. I do have the DVD from, I'm going to say Blue Underground. I'm going to say Blue Underground for that one. But, you know, eventually if I go back to London, if they're having a sale on at the time, I will definitely be picking up like this type of stuff. House on Sorority Row, again, that's definitely one to have on Blu-ray. It's one of the best slashers out there. Just Before Dawn's in a print on their site. It's different. I mean, Prozzy, it's been a while. It stars it's the same girl that starred in Boogeyman and Boogeyman 2. And I think it's by the same director as well. But it's been a while since I've seen Prozzy. Scalps is interesting. I mean, Scalps is not a great movie. Scalps is a great cover for an okay movie. Blood Harvest did get pulled. This was the infamous Blood Harvest. Luckily, thanks to a really cool viewer, I actually have this edition of Blood Harvest, the one that's actually got pulled off the shelf. So I am one of the people to get that. So maybe when you ask me, do I have anything that's potentially valuable? Probably Blood Harvest, to be honest with you. Offerings, definitely. I've got Frightmare, I got like that. Bad Dreams, I got, you know, Candyman, Farewell to the Flesh I have already. Now, I don't have any of these. These are ones I'm actually, so it got pulled because they didn't have the rights to the film. They thought they had the rights to the film. They didn't. Vinegar Syndrome actually had the rights when it came to the, that's why you see this really good edition out by Vinegar Syndrome. I'm lucky enough that I'm a big fan of the movie Blood Harvest. I actually do think it's kind of fun. And it's kind of neat because it has Peter Krause in it. I'm not joking. Peter Krause, you know, the guy from 6 Feet Under? Yeah, him. He's in Blood Harvest. I'm not sure if it's something he's put high on his resume, but I actually like it. Tiny Tim's really good too. Usually, that's the thing with me. My better half hates the fact that I like duplicate versions of things. She's like, why do you need this movie if you've got this other copy of this movie? Well, features differ. The other thing is sometimes there's better editions that come out. I had like a DVD of Maniac, but there was a 4K restoration of Maniac that was put out by Blue Underground. If you're a fan at all of Maniac or that style of movie, and they're going to come out with the Ultimate Edition, it doesn't matter if you've got a DVD or an earlier release, you are going to have the new release because it is the ultimate release to have. That's the thing that makes between, she's like nodding her head no, but it's the difference between being like a casual viewer of a film and actually collecting and loving certain films for me. It does, and it really is. I mean, like, I don't know how many copies of Fright Night. I got a DVD. I got like 2 Blu-ray editions of Fright Night. I would probably buy another edition of Fright Night if another. I don't have any of the Asian ones, so let's get into these. These are ones where I'll mention that my better half would actually agree with me on because she does like this kind of cool cheesy Asian cinema. Now most of these, there's a few of the horror ones, but not a lot really. Most of these are really a lot of the kind of the actiony ones, which I do like. I know if Leroy Green was here, he knows a lot about Asian cinema. He's actually, if I'm going to buy an Asian cinema release, I usually like I'll message him on Instagram and ask him. But honestly, every single one of these, from like Hex to The Mighty Peking Man, which was released here years ago by Quentin Tarantino's Flying Guillotine. My dad actually saw that in theater. I used to talk to that one all the time. Water Under the Bridge, Mark. Let's keep. We'll go from here. I just hope that the issues get worked out. Masked Avengers, Killer Constable, The Oily Maniac, like just super cheesy, super fun films. The Brave Archer, The Bride from Hell. There's nothing on their releases from their Asia releases that I can honestly say I don't want. Iris, the movie I want. Hansel and Gretel, I remember actually having like an early edition of that one. The One-Armed Swordsman. They've done a great job of like in curating the films, but the ones I want most, and I think most people are going to agree with me on these, are they put out some Jackie Chan recently. And just look at the covers for these, and like some good Jackie Chan. Like To Kill with Intrigue is here. Look at this. Look at the covers. Look at the artwork on this. Dragon Fist, we got that there. Snake and Crane, Art of Shaolin, and of course I want Inframan because I am. No, Hansel and Gretel is not a kung fu flick. Hansel and Gretel is kind of a creepier, like a horror one. That's one of the more recent ones in their Asia collection. By recent, I mean like in the 2000s. Like Hansel and Gretel is a horror film, but like a lot of their stuff, like the most of their stuff, like Vengeful Beauty and like the Jackie Chan ones. There's a higher like amount of like action than there is like horror in this section right here. Yeah, I like to get someone to slip. I want the Super Inframan. I remember these when I was young. Like I remember seeing like the Inframan stuff. So that's definitely on my list. I think this is all of their stuff, right? The cancel releases. You were going to all a good night. All right, now we're into BFI. So you guys know I talked about BFI yesterday. There's a few here that I got. The Werner Herzog collection. I've got a collection of Werner Herzog, which has got only about 6 of his movies. This has got like 20 or some movies on it. Really good. I'm going back. Sometimes I miss what you say. So if I miss what you say, I apologize. Feel free to say it again, and because I will try and answer all questions when I say them. I need like a mirror so I can go back and forth. The Alain Robert Grell collection, I've got like 2 of those. There's 6 films in the collection. I would probably just buy them separately, get the other 4. Eyes for the Face, I already got. That Sinking Feeling I wouldn't mind having though. That's by Bill Forsyth. Bill Forsyth. Wait, I got that Sinking Feeling. I got it on DVD. That's the cover looks different. We have Classe Touriste on from Criterion. A really good film. Definitely, if you don't have Classe Touriste, I highly recommend it. That's got Jean Gabin, right? What's his name? Is his name Jean Gabin? Classe Touriste. This guy.
Yes.
Okay.
No, it's
No, it's Lina Ventura, right?
yes.
Thank you. Okay. Lina Ventura and stars in this one, and of course we got like Jean-Paul Belmondo. She's a huge fan of Belmondo. So we got Belmondo and Lina Ventura together. I think of Lina Ventura, and I think like him would say he's kind of like, you think of it like actually like a Humphrey Bogart type of guy. He's definitely, he looks the gangster role. I don't have The Day the Earth Caught Fire yet, but I hear that's a really good one. Jesse, if you're looking for, you're in North America, right, Jesse? Region free players, actually, if you can find them, there's one called a Seiki, S-E-I-K-I. They usually go for fairly inexpensive, between like anywhere from like $60 to $100, $120. Search that. You can search that one out. All you have to do, basically, make sure it's got a remote with it. There's a code, which I can't say on here, but there's a code that actually makes it region free. You can find it easily online. Just trust me on that one. But yeah, definitely want to get. Gaslight is one that I want to have because it was my my late grandmother's, or was her favorite film, actually. My dad has it. But he hasn't been able to watch it since he got it, since my grandmother passed away a few years ago. And, you know, obviously that was his mom. When it comes to stuff like here, you know, there's some early stuff that I want. I like a lot of their flip side stuff. I would love to have tests. I'm not sure if I want to get tests from BFI or if I should get it from Criterion. But I've always wanted to get tests with Natasha Kinski. When HMV was around, I would like pick it up all the time. I would pick up tests, and I'd look at him and I'd say, you know, I should buy this. I should pick up tests. And she's like, you know, you can pick up tests. It's an expensive one. You can't buy this one or this one if you pick up tests. I'm like, oh, I'll buy this one or this one. And I wouldn't pick up tests. And then HMV was gone, and I couldn't pick up tests. Damn it. But there's some really great stuff here. Like, it's really hard for me to go through this one. There's stuff that I like. There's stuff that I really, I know I'm going to, like, splash over here. Criterion's meant to be better? It's the booklet, though. BFI have such good booklets. They got the original Black Panther one there. The flip side releases are actually really good. Faces, you know, anything Cassavetes. Like, highly recommend like stuff with Cassavetes stuff is very raw. It's very real. Cassavetes as an actor was the same way. If you watch Incubus, when you get Incubus 1, you'll notice that Cassavetes he kind of like all the, like everything else, like in my opinion, like Incubus is really well done, but every actor, when Cassavetes is on the screen, they're working around Cassavetes. He elevates people. And I think that's because, one, he was a great director, and two, he didn't believe in like in having things. He needed like control in his line work, in his reading. So if somebody gave him a script, Cassavetes would often say, yeah, that's a nice idea, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do my own thing. Woodfall. Actually, I don't have Woodfall, but I take any and all recommendations. So that's why I got it up here like this, so you guys can see the screen here as well. This is Deep End. This is the one I recommended if anybody doesn't have it, like their Japanese films. Seiki, yep, that's the one. Well, and I do recommend it, like the Seiki one. We've got 2 Seiki. There's one right here underneath. You can't see it, but it's underneath my down here, and I got a Seiki upstairs as well. We also got like, of course, there's Alice. See, for a lot of this stuff here, I'll be honest with you, my better half would be would know this stuff, would know some of these films, like especially the French ones, better than me. But things like I would get like Shirley Anfield Lunch Hour. That's definitely something I'd pick up. Joanna's something I'd grab. The Great White Silence. I love the documentaries. This is the Uzo collection that they did here. Good Morning is the one that I mentioned yesterday. I got confused with another film somebody mentioned. I like Uzo. Not for everybody, but he's definitely a good one. I got this Tati collection. I'd like to have a good collection of the BFI Flipside stuff. Like personally, I think that they just have some really good editions. Like I've got the DVDs of London in the Raw and Primitive London. I'm kind of wondering if there's anything else that they got put on them. Saturday Night and Sunday Morning, of course, fantastic film. The Loneliness of the Long Distance Runner is a great movie. Red Desert, and of course, if you want like a romantic film, Salo is always the way to go, because that movie is like the utter romance. Probably not. All right, so we're to Eureka, and this is here's another company that I can actually talk a bit more about. The Mad Detective is a fun one. Sunrise is actually with Janet Gaynor. I do like. Fantastic Planet is one I don't have, which is kind of a cool little like kind of a French film that was done there. Well, Success Spoil Rock Hunter was actually a stage play. Sporting Life from Billy Lyra, two great ones, Murdersville. And well, Success Spoil Rock Hunter is actually a really good film. If you haven't checked it out, it's got Jane Mansfield in it, and what's his name? The muscle guy, the Mickey Haggerty, right? He's who of course is the dad for Mariska Haggerty from Law and Order SVU. Touch of Evil is here again. Silent Running is a classic like sci-fi one, which I'm really surprised we don't have, because that's again another. My better half's a huge science fiction fan, and it's kind of her thing. Two Lane Blacktop's a cool film. I like the fact that Eureka, it's just a little like an esoteric thing, but I love that they're such colorful covers. European animation. I would like to see more European animation come from them. Island of Lost Souls. I love their cover for Island of Lost Souls. I don't know if it's better than the Criterion one, but I would get Eureka over Criterion. Just look at that cover, man. Just look at that. It is gorgeous. Ruggles of Red Gap's a fun one. If you want to get like some Pier Paolo Pasolini stuff, then you did Oedipus Rex there. Gate of Hell, I think I Gate of Hell from Criterion. Rumblefish, I need to get. I remember seeing that one in the theater. Anything Dr. Mabuse, so I don't have any of that. I need that. The Lost Weekend, I actually don't have. I've got like versions of Double Indemnity, but I might want to rebuy it with that cover. It's a really nice cover. So. But it's just like the stuff that Eureka has here is just incredible. There's amazing stuff. Like anything from like City of Women by Fellini. Their version of Unibaba actually is better than the version that came out originally from Criterion. Just to let you guys know, Kuronako is a good one. I've gotten these two here, Le Beau Serge and Le Cousins. I like those. Thing like Tarnished Angel with Rock Hudson, I would definitely love to have. The Red River with Howard Hawks. There's the other Dr. Mabuse. I need to get a Blu-ray edition of Nosferatu down the road, and I'm looking strongly at Eureka's, because I've got like a Kino, like one of the early editions of it, but eventually. Now these are some of the what's it called again? The World Cinema releases Dry Summer, Trances, and Revenge. I've got this. I really recommend Trances if you don't have it. It's a great documentary, and a lot of people haven't seen it. M is a great release. I've got M under the Criterion edition. White Dog, Samuel Fuller. I would like to have the complete Samuel Fuller collection eventually down the road. Everything he wrote and directed, because I'm a huge fan of that director. Harold and Maude. I love the cover for this, and I just love this because if you've ever seen Harold and Maude, it's just like a weird, kind of fun, dark comedy. You got like Harold, who's like always trying to kill himself, and then his relationship that he has with fun with Maude, It's just a really good movie. Wake and Fright, good one, Australian film, can be a bit of a rough watch. Elia Kazan's Boomerang is a really good movie. Have seen time about this. Dr. Caligari, I'm actually really surprised that I don't own that, except on like some cheap like editions. Silent Running is an excellent film. Diary of a Lost Girl, Louise Brooks. I'd like to have some Louise Brooks in my collection. She's actually was. Thief of Baghdad's another great one. Like, there's a lot of good movies here, guys. If I pass by one that's a favorite of yours, it's just it's really overwhelming to look at so many on the screen. Anything by Anthony Mann, so Man of the West for sure. Pick Up on South Street. I do have like that on DVD. Stalag 17 is one that I do have to get. That is a good movie. That is a really good movie. Shane, I don't have Shane in my collection yet, surprisingly. Friends of Eddie Kyle, it's a bit of a dark movie, but I do want that one as well. Medium Cool, of course. Dad the Outlaw by Andre Toth. We got like 3 Days of Condors, or The Naked Prey with Cornel Wilde. Touch of Zen is here. That's actually a really good one. I do have a version of Man with the movie camera. Super pissed that if you see that video back in the day, I bought these movies off of eBay, right? And they were like, these are the Criterion editions of these films. Like, wow, it's really hard to get the Criterion editions of Man with the Camera and all these other ones. So I get them. I open them up on camera. And the disappointment, like, seriously shows as the life force drains through my face as I get these, like, cheap-ass Asian knockoffs of these Criterion films. And I'm like, what the... Yeah. Was not a good experience. Let's see, the Edward Munch one's actually pretty good. Early Murnau, definite. There's so many good things. Yeah, that unfortunately, Jason, that did happen to me. Hard Times, Bronson, of course. I love Bronson and Coburn's in that one as well. Creepy's actually one that I do want to get. Paths to Glory, you know, it's Stanley Kubrick, pretty much any Kubrick. A Man for All Seasons is actually really well done. Cover Girl, I'm a huge fan of Rita Hayworth. Drunken Master, I love the fact that they're putting in some of these Jackie Chan films recently. The Buster Keaton collection, Lubitsch in Berlin, actually is kind of cool. The Old Dark House, I really got to get that edition. They put out a really good edition of that. And some of the newest, like Laura was recently put out. I got a couple editions of Laura though. Yeah, they got a lot of releases, man. Salvador, with Hin's favorite actor, James Woods, is another one to like say to try and grab. Irma La Douche, The White Reindeer. That's a newer one. And there's like one second. So, all right, so my better half just got like a FaceTime call from her mom in Morocco. And so what you heard in the background was my better half actually getting like, basically they're at a party. And that's why I stopped talking for a second. So I do apologize. But she was like going upstairs with her phone, like to look at, like to see her mom. It's the real Arrow Academy. All right. Some great stuff here. I mean, we got like, there's the box sets right there. And there's like, these are some, they do like steel books as well. This Metropolis, look at the Metropolis, look at the steelbooks here that they did. I want to have, like, you don't even have to go into any of this. If you're a steelbook lover, they've put out some really good ones. And as other limited editions, most of these are already gone, like stuff. They put out like Wizards, Alibaba and the 40 Thieves, Shogun Assassins. Hey, do you have it? I'm missing like a lot of talk there. I do apologize. But Creepy does look interesting, doesn't it? Just got into work. You're taking me to work with you. Like Ganja and Hess was a really good one. I got that one. The other was one I got to pick up. The Man Who Could Cheat Death is actually really good. Night Shift. The Cure. I probably missed that one when I was going through. This is the Ninja Trilogy. So if you like the Shokazuji stuff, this is all three of them. Enter the Ninja, Revenge of the Ninja, and Ninja 3. What's it called? Domination, right? And it's like, only a ninja can kill a ninja. Robinson Crusoe on Mars, The Skull is a great one. Wild Orchid, I'm actually a really big fan of that film, and actually that style of film. Enemy Mine is a really good movie. Wolf Creek, the complete first season. I haven't seen the second season, but the first season of Wolf Creek is really good. It's actually better than the films for me, particularly, personally. Lords of Dogtown is like one of those that I really liked. La Bamba. I don't have like La Bamba, which is really surprising. I saw this in theater like 7 or 8 times. I did. But you see, like they put it like a lot of regular stuff. You know, The Entity, their version of The Entity. Look, I love the cover on their version of The Entity, by the way. Blue Lagoon, which I actually did see in theater. Born Free is here. Journey to the Center of the Earth. I got that one though. The Vikings, definitely one I need to upgrade. The Party, I got so many copies of that I couldn't get another one. The Tiger is here. That's actually kind of a cool one. They got a lot of good stuff, don't they? When you even like right here, Tag's actually pretty good. I actually like Tag. The Defiant ones with Curtis and Portier, they're Jackie Chan stuff. Awesome. I mean, like there's Flesh and Blood, which was mentioned last night. I strongly recommend like Flesh and Blood. Rutger Hauer, Jennifer Jason Leigh. It's a Verhoeven film. I think it's early Verhoeven, isn't it? Iron Monkey, of course, with Donnie Yen. But look at this. Look at that. Police Story 2, Jackie Chan dish. Doesn't that look awesome? I'm getting down to that one actually. And of course we got City Hunters there. We got like, look at their Monkey Shines and their Troll collection. Night of the Creeps. Now they did their version of Night of the Creeps. You gotta admit, it does kind of look kind of sexy, right? It is kind of a cool looking cover. It's different. Like you used to seeing there's a Sammo Hung box set. I want that. Thrill me. I love Tom Atkinson. The Project A and Project A2. If you like Jackie Chan, I strongly recommend those. If you like the type of stuff. Hitler's Hollywood is actually really, really good, and also includes From Caligari to Hitler, both those documentaries. So if you've never seen those, like basically, you want to see like, I don't want to get political, but you want to see like a time of serious propaganda and like kind of like propaganda-led stuff. You can watch this, and then you can watch Fox News and see this all over again. Because propaganda. Oh, I see your messages now, Mark. So you look. So I'm glad that actually I can actually see them now. And hopefully you can hear me. Lucky's actually really good. Great performance by Harry Dean Stanton, one of his later ones. This is the TV that I watch my movies on. It's a 4K TV. It has as you can see right here, I've got like the Sonos speakers. They're set up around my room because I wanted to have like a decent like audio experience as well. It's not like the big one, but hey Steve, welcome dude. We're talking about some really good movies actually. Is this one? Yeah, actually, this one is OLED, I think. But oh no, this is LG. I'm not sure. I'd have to check. This is Samsung actually. I'm actually very disappointed. Do you have a receiver for surround? It's right here. See, yeah, this is the Sonos. I might have turned it off actually. And the speakers are over there on the other sides as well. I have like, you can like what I wanted with the Sonos one. It was at a decent price. It was just a few $100s. But I can add on other speakers as well. Hopefully, like it's a decent like 4K TV. I know there's probably better 4K. There's definitely better 4K TVs, like really expensive ones. But this for me was a great starter for 4K. Wheels on Meals. This is a really good one actually. This one, I'm pretty sure Wheels on Meals has Cynthia Rothrock in it. Am I correct, guys? Because she did a few with over there, and I'm pretty sure that's one of them. Songbird, that's a classic. And okay, look at their version of like the animated Metropolis right there. So I think we've gone through their stuff. If you guys weren't interested in Eureka before, hopefully that has made you interested in Eureka. So here we are. What are we talking about next? Arrow. So there's going to be a lot of wants on this list. There will be a lot of things that this guy here wants to own from Arrow Video. So if you're an Arrow Video fan, this portion of the video is going to be really, really big for you. So obviously there's like a lot of stuff that's coming out. Out of the most recent stuff, I've already got Black Moon Rising. Scared Stiff, I'm interested in. I would prefer if I could find the Marx Brothers box set. Oh, did you watch the Last House? How did you find it? I mean, like, I want to watch Last House on the Left, but I'll be honest, Javid, you got to really be in the right mood to watch Last House on the Left. It is tempting to get the Marx Brothers ones again because they do such good editions of their stuff. So here is Sister Street Fighter right here. This is definitely on my want list. Oh, it is extremely dark. What do you mean the pictures right there? But this one here is very high. So I like Larraz and Larraz. So this is the films of Jose Larraz. It has Whirlpool, Blood Hunger. It's called Blood Hunger. It has Whirlpool, The Coming Sin, something like that. I can't remember. And Vampires. So anyway, high on my list is this one and this one. I'd probably get the Ring collection down the road too because I actually did kind of like those films. Sister is like definitely the highest out of all these, even over Larraz. The Sister Street Fighter collection I actually really did like. Coming along here, I obviously want Horror Express. That's going on my birthday wish list of like wants. My better half already has my birthday gift, so that'll go to my mom and my friends. Horror Express and The Fifth Chord. These two right here. Great film. Both of these are great films. Fifth Chord is a great giallo. Horror Express is another really great film. I keep looking back and forth, and so I feel like I keep missing messages just by a hair type of thing. Because I'll turn around, I'll like see something like just fading off of the screen. Please ask again if I missed out on something that you've asked about. Like when it comes to stuff like Color Me Blood Red or any of that type of stuff, I just recommend going out and grabbing the box set, like the Hershker and Lewis box set. It is worth it. Forbidden Photos of a Lady Above Suspicion. Is that the one I own? I think Criterion. Did Criterion put that one out? Or is that another one? Yeah, it's nice to see some of the other ones where the covers are kind of a bit smaller. It made it kind of harder to see some of them. But these here are definitely nice and big. Born Yesterday is a great movie with Judy Holliday. If you've never seen it, the original, I do recommend it. Where's Waterworld is actually high on my list, Jesse. Waterworld is a movie that I actually really like. I know I'm in the minority when it comes to that. But I'm a fan of those like post-apocalyptic, those big, those big movies. This may be something that I asked my mom for. I watched Serial at Midnight, did a review for the movie Waterworld. And I did like Dance with the Wolves. I don't like it as much as Waterworld, to be honest with you. I know Dance with the Wolves is a classic, but I prefer the cheesy stuff. Dennis Hopper's in Waterworld. Waterworld's going into print soon. It's already gone into print, I think, from most of like Arrow. So it's $40 on Amazon. That may be get me this for my birthday for mom. I got to make sure that my better half didn't get it for me, but because I do want it. It has 3 cuts of the film, so you get the theatrical cut of the film on here. You get kind of like kind of an unrated cut, and then you get what's Postman on it. Waterworld, Postman is okay, but it's not as good as Waterworld. As you get the Ulysses cut, which is like 40 extra minutes, it's got a bunch of extra stuff in it. Waterworld was really maligned. Like obviously, it was kind of directed by most parts by Kevin Reynolds. Postman sucks. Thank you. I was being diplomatic, Scholar. was directed by Kevin Reynolds. Now, Kevin Reynolds just worked previously with Kevin Costner on the movie Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, which was an extreme success. Now, $33 right now? Oh, nice. When Waterworld was coming about, ABC cut us the full version, 3 hours plus, nice. There's a documentary about this, and this is why you got to have this movie. This is why this movie belongs to your collection. The limited edition has a documentary, and Waterworld was a mess. Like what happened behind the scenes. Waterworld was a mess behind the scenes. Kevin Reynolds, who had done well with Kevin Costner before. Kevin Costner is known for being a difficult actor to work with. He likes to take over the films. He likes to actually cut his own movies. He takes over, basically. He takes over Waterworld. There's a whole big story behind Waterworld and all the stuff that went on behind the scenes and the drama. We got Dennis Hopper as the villain on this one. So we got Kevin Costner, who was difficult to work with. We got Dennis Hopper, who was known for being batshit crazy. We got a director that does not have control of his crew. Can you not have this in your collection? I don't think so. You must have it. There you go. I have, hopefully, anybody that doesn't have it already, I've sold you on Waterworld. Right on. There you go. See, you came in here like thinking, oh, Waterworld, that's not going to be a very good one. And then we had this conversation, and now we have different thoughts. December's releases, Texas Adios, of course, was originally we were supposed to have like the Django one. Screw you, Blue Underground, for actually stopping that. De Niro and De Palma, early films, definitely worth checking out. Bob Carroll and Ted and Alice is one I particularly like. Elvira, again, this Ingmar Bergman's Serpent's Egg isn't my favorite Bergman, so I'm not going to put that on the, I'm not going to like mention it on the list there. I do want the Bergman set though. The Bergman cinema set is something eventually that I will have to own. I want to have like movie parties in my house when I go to my condo in Morocco. I want to have people in, and I have like film festivals and like little things, kind of like that type of thing. And the Herschel Gordon Lewis set, the Bergman set, stuff like that. Those work for film festivals. Okay, so we got like on here, really, for me, the only real, I like Gosford Park. I really got to look into that one again. But that's the regular edition of The Apartment, and I would go get the other edition. Deadbeat by Dawn's a fun film. I would recommend that one. Schlock is a good one as well. Like I've already got City of the Living Dead, so I'm not going to put that one on the list. Candyman, of course. I actually don't have Candyman. That's surprising. I've got the second Candyman. Gas, Food, Lodgings. I know I've seen that before. But at this point, what I'm doing basically is I'm going like over like stuff that like real wants, like real like that I seriously want to get in the near future. Heathers is one of my favorite 80s films of all time. Definitely an upgrade on that one. Pajama Girl Case. Don't remember it very well, but that's one that I definitely would get. Not a lot right here. Maybe Tideland. I'm not sure which Terry Gilliam one that is. I love Terry Gilliam, but I don't remember the film. Like we're going like month by month on these here, aren't we? If you didn't get the Bob Hoskins set that came out, get The Long Good Friday. It's a really good movie. For me, Doom Asylum and The Case of Scorpion's Tail are the two biggest ones right there. For some people, I think it'd be Boondock Saints. Or like a lot of people be like into The Human Condition. Sartana Collection. This is one I want to watch, but I need to watch with my better half because those are ones that I think we're going to enjoy together. Is like the spaghetti western stuff. So Cat Nine Tails. I got Cat Nine Tails. That's one of the ones I was actually managed to get. It was actually a good one. Addiction I do recommend if you don't have it. And Last House on the Left. Jake Speed I'll get down the road. It's kind of a fun, cheesy one. Everybody should own Pieces already, so I'm not even going to mention that one. But Dark Blue is one that as we go down, there's like certain ones that are here that are good, but I wouldn't say that I had to grab them right away. Sartana Collection, yeah. Is it a print now? So nice. So Sartana Collection, if you guys had the chance to get it, it was a really, hey Daytona, it was a really, really good edition. And I do strongly recommend like the Sartana Collection. They just did such great release with that. Okay, I'm only trying to go into ones that now that I... So for this one here, Inferno is the release to grab for me. Like Inferno's the one. Like I've already got like Scalpel. If you don't have Scalpel, get Scalpel. It's a great like Southern Gothic film. There's that Cat o' Nine Tails. I heard Hounds of Love is really good. The Witches is a good one actually. Phenomenon. I want the special edition. I won't get Phenomenon. Carrie, Arrow versus Scream. I don't have the Arrow edition actually. I do have the Scream Factory edition. It's really, really good. I'm Pulp. I want. Can they just put out American Horror Volume 2 yet? Because how long have we been waiting to get an announcement on the second volume for the American Horror set? Because it seems like forever. The special edition of Apartment, limited edition, I'm not sure if that one's still around. I would like to get that one. And the Eric Romer collection. It's weird, but as I'm closing in, I'm getting closer to moving. A long time. It has been a long time. That the way that I look at certain films have changed. And like Canadian Horror Project. Yes, we do, Jesse. We need the Canadian Horror Project. I would definitely love that. And it needs to have cannibal women on it because cannibal women rocks. I look towards what I want to own, what I want to watch in the future. Scalder knows the Arrow Carrie stuff, and what I want to watch, what I want to take with me and have around other people, and just like what I want to dive into. So that's kind of changed things. Like I've gone more towards like certain films and certain sets and things. Animal Factory is gross. I don't know Animal Factory actually. That looks like the guy from Machete. Is that the guy from Machete? Because it kind of looks like it from there. The 4 film noir classics, you can buy them separately, but it's sold out. Incredible Shrinking Man, I do recommend. I got this set. I'm really glad I do. I got the Thing edition. I'm really glad I have that one. The Villainess I don't have yet. That looks amazing. I've seen Suspicious Death of a Minor, unfortunately, I don't own. Kill Baby Kill is one of the Maribel ones that I got to grab. There's like so much when it comes to Arrow that I don't want to like bore you guys too much with this stuff. But there was an Arrow edition with a puzzle. There was a pieces that came with a puzzle and I didn't know it. Okay, because another company put out pieces with a puzzle. And I missed out on the puzzle. I thought I was going to get the puzzle and I didn't get it. Okay. Oh no. Shock Treatment rocks because you don't think of it as Rocky Horror Part 2. You don't see it as, it is not Rocky Horror Part 2. As he said, it's not a prequel. It's not a sequel. It's an equal. What I really love about Shock Treatment, and I will, much like Grease 2, I would defend Shock Treatment, is that Shock Treatment really, like, Rocky Horror is an amazing one. It's a once in a lifetime phenomenon that cannot be replicated. It can't. But Shock Treatment, hi Jesse, right on, does it differently. It could not go back and do what they did. I'd recommend it anybody, and they got special edition are still there. There is a German Blu-ray release for The Hitcher, I think. I don't have that one though. I don't have any German releases. But it's different. The music, like Jessica Harper does Janet in Shock Treatment. She's got a much stronger voice than to be honest, than Susan Sarandon does. She has a stronger voice, kind of a deeper, almost like what's her name? Who am I thinking of, honey? Who's the name of that? What's that singer in the 70s that passed away early, young? Hello? Singer that passed away in the 70s early. What was her name? Like, she did a lot of drugs. Joplin, Janis Joplin. Okay, so.
A lot of people died in the 70s.
Yeah, Jessica Harper has the Janis Joplin style to her voice. And I actually really like that. Ronin, definitely one to grab down the road. There's like a lot of good stuff here, guys. Like Arrow's a hard one to go through because there's so much stuff. Pulse, I like to have. Serving Money, I got. I like to get a lot. I'm leaning a lot more towards a lot of the box sets, like the stuff that Indicator and Arrow and all those guys put out now, and the Kino and them do, because they just have so much good stuff. Madhouse, and also it's a way to get like a large collection of stuff. The Hunt was good. I like Mads Mikkelsen. I think I've become a really big Mads Mikkelsen fan, like from like watching him in, of course, Casino Royale, and of course Hannibal, which everybody. I do hope it's coming next week. I hope they trolled us with the Bloody Heart and the Valentine's Day sale. For me, he's the definitive. Like before, a lot of people would say like Anthony Hopkins was the definitive Hannibal, but for me before it was Brian Cox. I really like Brian Cox in Manhunter, but now it's Mads Mikkelsen. He is Hannibal. One-Eyed Jacks is actually a really good film. That Marx Brothers set, and this is where I want to cry. This Phenomenal Limited Edition is way sold out. It was one of my most wanted Arrows of that year, and you cannot find it now. You cannot buy it. Maybe not like one that you got to grab right away, but one that I definitely want to get down the road that I really enjoy. There's a movie called Catfight, and it stars Sandra Oh and Anne Heche. And if you've never seen it, it's both kind of like fun and hilarious. And these two people, very different people, very different worlds, they kind of hate each other, and they get into these like really wicked fights that ends up like, and they're not like little fights where they get into like a regular cat fight. No, one person ends up in a coma in one portion. It's really well done. Hey, Pauline, man, it's been a while. Nothing like you thought it would be. It's different. It's a fun film. It's very comedic, and the cat fights are insane. Basket Case. I do have Basket Case, and you're right, that one is definitely a must-have. Cal Tiki is a really good one too. That one actually stood up way better than I thought it was going to. Of course, the House Collection is out of print now, but it was a really great one. Dead or Alive. Anything Takeshi Makai, I'm on board with most of the stuff that they're putting out for him as well. There's the Woody Allen sets. They put like 3 of those out. Where I have such big Woody Allen fans in this house. This is when I know she's not listening. Black Society Trilogy, and again another Mackay one, worth picking up. We're getting down here, guys, to these. Sadichi was. Oh yeah, Willie Dynamite was actually. Willie Dynamite was different than I thought it was going to be, Jesse, because Willie Dynamite went in for like thinking I was going to get a Dolomite type experience with Willie Dynamite. I was going to get like kind of the fun, cheesy Dolomite type experience. And Willie Dynamite is so much darker in the way that it's done. It's a much darker film. Here, The Guyver for sure. I've got these, Hellgate, Hell Comes Frogtown, or I would recommend them. Some people really love Donnie Darko. I'd get Conan and Tate probably before I get Donnie Darko. I know. The Driller Killer for sure. That's a fun one. Initiation, that's one I will upgrade. I got the DVD of this one. I will get the Blu-ray because I really love. That's one of my favorite slasher films. To Live and Die in L.A. My better half. Pretty much, she obviously has not heard To Live and Die in L.A., the song, enough in this house, because she's rolling her eyes, because I listen to Live and Die in L.A., the song, at least once or twice a day. The Hard Hand, I would like to check that one out, actually. There's one for him, it's a sad Western. She'll never watch that now. Now that she knows it's a sad Western. The Herschel Gordon Lewis set, this one here, like this one's gone out, this is a big one, but this one is huge. If you get the chance to get it, it's a great set. I love this set. Burn Off Rings, 52 pickup. Fantastic Frankenheimer film. Joe the Killer, a lot of dark. I like to know that, because when I don't have some of these, you guys can give me some suggestions when it comes to, like, because there's different copies of different films that come out. See this one here? If you are a fan of Kozlowski et al. And you like the Decalogue, don't get the Criterion edition. This is the edition to get. Definitely the edition to get. Dark Water. Is that the original Dark Water or is that the remake? That's the original. Okay, yeah, then I was much... I'm a huge Jennifer Connelly fan, but I was not big on the remake of Dark Water. Glass Key and the Blue Dahlia, two definite ones that I want to own. What the hell? So, for some reason... Yeah, I must have hit on the... So that was Arrow. We went back to 2016 with Arrow. That's good because my finger slipped. And I think we did good with Arrow. I think we found a lot. Let's go to Scorpion. I did put Kino. It's good. I got my Kino up here. Scorpion Releasing puts out a lot of great stuff. Only recently, like they were like kind of like Code Red, where they were harder to get, but not as hard to get as Code Red. So let's look at some Scorpion Releasing releases that I want. Of course, Death Ship, Canadian one. I don't have this movie. So I surprisingly don't have this movie in any iteration at all. Not a DVD, not anything. Highly, that's a high one of mine. Betsy Russell's Tomboy, actually, I really like. So that's one that I would grab. Hey, my baby. He always comes when I'm doing videos. In case you don't know. What do you want to ask my significant other? She's not on the video right now. She's over there. But if you say something, I can ask her. The Ronin Flicks with the slip. Ronin Flicks, unfortunately, I think their shipping was a little expensive. Oh no, I can't show her right now. She's actually lounging. She's lounging around. She'll be in a video in the near future when we actually make a movie together. Make a movie. That sounds so bad. When we review a movie together. So yes, when we review a movie. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so My Tutor is the definite one for me. I'm actually really big fan of that one. I don't know if Race to the Devil ever came out in blue. I actually am a big fan of that film. Make a movie review. I can barely get her in a review, let alone Monster Club's a fun one. Harley Quinn I don't remember that well. Day of the Animals is a cool one. Octagon, definitely. I've got Flavia the Heretic, so probably House on Sorority Row for sure. Screamers is one that I'd love to have. Don't Answer the Phone. Girly, I remember Girly from when I was like younger. Mortuary, of course. Killerfish. Seizure. I'm not sure about Short Eyes. Short Eyes is really dark. I like Short Eyes, but it's like super dark. Some of these are probably sold out actually, so these go to print. Sorority House Massacre is one that I've always wanted to own. I've never owned it. I had it in my hands at one point too. She did actually kidnap it. Candle for the Devil sounds like something I like. The Rain Killer. Ray Shark is really good. I don't have Grizzly. Actually, I would love to have Grizzly. Strip to Kill with Kate Shea again. Where the Buds are 84. It kind of has a special place in my heart because I remember seeing it. Actually, I didn't mind Spasmo. I like Spasmo a lot. It starts a little slow, Jesse, but I think it picks up. And I've got a DVD of The Haunting Morella. Of Morella. Not sure if I need to upgrade that one or not. Grizzly I would love to have. Joysticks, actually super cheesy. I love that. I love these type of films. I don't have enough of these in my collection, unfortunately. Force 5. We saw like a preview for this one on one of the movies we watched. We now want this movie. Hollywood Boulevard's a good one. Don't Go in the House, for sure. Well, I got Silent Scream, but I have a different cover. The cover of Dive isn't as good, but still a good movie. Kill and Kill Again. Humongous is one that's high on my list. That's it. Say, Humongous I saw in theater. Don't Go in the Woods. Humongous is one of those that creep me out. I went to the theater. It was in like in North Point, which is down the coast in Newfoundland, and they had like this theater. Like it showed a lot of like older movies and stuff like that. And you got 0 from them, really? There's a lot of good stuff here. Humongous, man. Humongous was made in Canada, and it's basically these people are trapped on an island, and there's a killer on the island. It's really well done, and it really creeped me out. It had the poster and everything, because they were giving it posters as we were going in. But yeah, that's one I don't own. I don't own Humongous. That's high on the list. Opera, of course, it was just mentioned there. I love the movie Opera. I have The Sect, and I have The Church, but I don't have that version of The Church, but I got a version of The Church, so it's good enough for that. I see like these new covers for Death Ship, and look at the new cover for Grizzly. Just look at that, man. Murder Rock. This is probably topping one of the tops on my list for this company right here. I really want Murder Rock. That's a Murder Rock, Rituals, The Psychic. Those 3 right there. That's the probably along with Humongous. Those are the top 4 for Scorpions that I want right now. If you've never seen Murder Rock, it's Lucio Fulci. It's the last thing that he did before he got sick, and he took some time off. Unfortunately, had to do that. It has Ray Lovelock in it, which is another plus. Tower of Evil does look good. I haven't seen Tower of Evil in a long time. I got to check that one out. When was that one announced? That must be a recent announcement. Criterion. That's because they're such good films, man. All right, Criterion. Let's look at the 2019 releases first. So there's 30 releases here, 2019, for Criterion. There's big ones there for me. Blue Velvet is obviously a huge Criterion release for me. Hey, B-Movie Archives. You missed out on some B-Movie goodness, has some stuff you show, but there's more stuff coming up. Blue Velvet, sure. Funny Games that's the original with Michael Haneke film. If you've never seen that movie, it's a great film. Oh, thanks Warlock for coming in, and hopefully I'll get to see you next time. Definitely check that out. It's a very different film, very unique. It was remade, of course. A Face in the Crowd, Andy Griffith. I strongly recommend that film. Detour is a great one as well. In the Heat of the Night recently came out. I do want to get that one down the road. The Kid Brother, anything Harold Lloyd. Harold Lloyd's really good. House of Games, which of course is David Mamet. Yeah, I don't want to. I actually have used a site to see this, so that you guys can see it all. And good for them for actually putting it like this. They're actually doing a Jackie Chan, the Police Story and Police Story 2, but I kind of want the Eureka one more. Just like a better put together set. Like Mikey and Nicky, of course. That's Peter Falk and John Cassavetes, so that's an obvious must right there. I guess they've re-released some, like Ace All I Got, like that was done like around a year or 2 ago, but like they put it again. That's definitely one that's worth having. Strange in Paradise. Jim Jarmusch is good. But you got to like that style of film. Like some people just won't be into it. They've got Bowling for Columbine. I would like to actually get that. We'll see what their edition of that is like. Breakfast Club, of course. That's one. That is my film from my childhood. The Dietrich and von Sternberger set in Hollywood. That looks really good. La Eclisse, I think it's called. Female Trouble. Anything John Waters, man. I like John Waters. 40 Guns by Samuel Fuller. That's gonna one for sure. Of course, the biggest is the Ingmar Bergman Cinema collection, which more releases in the UK and fair price. This is, I think, Brian and Steph. They're on here a lot when it comes to this stuff. They got this, and this is like huge. So if you've ever seen if you got the Herschel Gordon Lewis like set, like it looks like a box, like a cereal box. It's a little bit bigger than that. So and the thing is they curate it. So that's actually kind of cool. But the thing is, like, you guys got a lot, like, when you think about it, like in the UK with Criterion, considering you just got it. Like, eventually, it'll get there. But you've only recently got Criterion. It's kind of like an Arrow. Like, Arrow releases in here, basically. A decent film from the 30s you think I'd like? Did you say the name and I missed it? Probably did. Night of the Living Dead. Like, there is no other Night of the Living Dead to get but the Criterion one. Get their Night of the Living Dead. It is the best. I don't have it yet. I've seen it and it looks amazing. There's a lot of stuff. Like, we got Rafifi already in Red River. I do recommend both of those. Vinegar's fact. Well, the good thing about, like, some of them, like the Vinegar Strand Women, like some of the stuff like that, you see that a lot of them are like region free, so you can actually buy them anyway. Like, very few of the Vinegar Strand are actually region locked on that. Flirting. Man, it's been a long time since I've seen Flirting. Sisters, your favorite De Palma? Sex Lies and Videotape was a movie that I watched and it hit me. And James Spader was amazing in it. And it really hit me. And I watched it. Blowout, your favorite De Palma? Night Stalker and Night Strangler. They both came out on Kino, but I think they're both region locked, actually. We're getting to Kino. We'll get there. I do not have Paths to Glory. I would love to have Paths to Glory, actually. Blowout, I do have. Blowout is amazing. Yeah, very custom friendly. Vinegar Cinema is a very friendly, very easy to work with company anyway. Overall, like they help set the bar when it comes to this stuff. My tea is so cold. Smithereens, because, well, I like that style of stuff. Some like it hot, of course. Young Mr. Lincoln. Dr. Jamison. I think they're pretty good when it comes to Vinegar Cinema is one of the better companies that I remember when it comes to shipping and stuff like that as well. They actually did really good when it comes to shipping. I think even in the UK they had like better shipping. There's the Richard Linklater Before trilogy. Blow Up is a fantastic film by Antonio. Buena Vista Social Club is one of my Better Half's favorites. That would be one that she would get. Blow Up or Blow Out? You mean I have to choose? I like them both, but Blow Out with John Travolta. I'm a big De Palma fan. I actually really like that. So I'd go with that. I'd say you'd be pretty good with Vinegar Strand. Like, do a test run, like buy like one or two type thing. But Richard Linklater is your favorite director? You have like a certain film that you really love by him? David Lynch, obviously. Ghost World is really good. I actually really like that one. They redid Good Morning, because there was an early edition, like a DVD edition of Good Morning. Dressed to Kill is fantastic. I saw it in theater. And Election is a fun one. That's one of the later ones they put out. Hopscotch is really good. Hopscotch is underrated. That's Water Mathol. His Girl Friday is that would probably be the next one that I'd pick up along with like Night of the Living Dead. Because His Girl Friday is like one of the screwball comedies, great screwball comedies of all time. It's a fantastic graphic novel. That's what I saw first. The Lodger, of course. The Lure is actually one that my better half wants to pick up. It's like the one with the mermaids in the strip club and stuff like that. Mildred Pierce, Multiple Maniacs. Anything John Waters. I'm going to like. A Personal Shopper. I've been recommended that one actually by my better half, by a couple people actually recommended that I look into Personal Shopper. Philadelphia Story with George Cukor. The Samurai is another great one. There's so many here. Tampopo is one that I really like. Straw Dogs, of course. A classic. Rebecca, a Hitchcock one we don't have. Women on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown, Woman of the Year. Oh, okay. Beyond the Valley of the Dolls. Definitely. Blood Simple for sure. There's just so much stuff here. Cat People, Carnival of Souls I don't have. And like in any version. Lady Snowblood, Fantastic Planet's on here as well. Dr. Strangelove, or How I Stopped Worrying and Learned to Love the Bomb. In a Lonely Place was probably one of the big ones for me. Who's So Hot? I missed that one. Blood Simple is fantastic. Ingrid Bergman in her own words. The In-Laws is a really fun film. Angie Dixon. Oh, yes, yes, she is. Though, like in one of the scenes, actually, one of the nude scenes, I think it's for Dress to Kill. It's actually the actress, what's her name, Nancy Allen, will probably, that did like the body double for her. The opening scene, Dress to Kill. Yeah, like Nancy Allen, I think it was Nancy Allen, that did like body double for that film. So when you see that really sexy body, you can see Angie Dixon in other films like Baby Bad Mama. But when you see it in Dress to Kill and you do that long scene, you're actually admiring the body of Nancy Allen. Just so you know. The Kid is a great one. Lone Wolf and Cub. Nashville, because I'm an Altman fan. One-Eyed Jacks, for sure. Yeah, definitely. I got the Zadichi's hat. The Valley of the Dolls is another good one. Big Chill. The Brood I got to get. That's one of the horror ones I don't have. Man, you realize... Okay, I can't... I'm going into another company because this is like becoming overwhelming with their stuff. Let's talk about some Code Reds. You guys know how much Code Red loves us Canadians. So let's go into the next one. So anything Fulci, you know, I'm down with. So Voice from Beyond for sure. Just Before Dawn, as you guys know, this is a movie I've been wanting for a long time. It's been on my list. It's really hard to get here in Canada, unfortunately. Over here, I got Savage Streets already, so that's, you know. Mary, Mary, Bloody Mary sounds like something I like. Redeemer is a fun one. Like, some people are going to hate this film, but it's okay. It's fun. It's my type. Redeemer is my type. That's some good ones, though. You picked up some good choices for your Criterions. Revenge of the Cheerleaders. I think I got that one. Like, I'm careful with the stuff with Code Red that I actually like. Devil's Wedding Night I would definitely get. I keep going to get Spontaneous Combustion, but I can never find the Code Red edition. I always find the edition by that cheap company that does a bad version of it. Equalizer 2, these Roger Corman post-nukes I'd grab, like Sisterhood, Equalizer 2000 was a fire for sure. Trick or Treats is one I've always wanted. That's kind of a fun one. Sicilian Connection we got from Kino, I think. The Rats Are Coming, the Werewolves Are Here. Yeah, maybe. Zombie Nightmare. Zombie Nightmare is like that one's a must. Website am I on? It's actually a forum site. So I'm not quite sure if I'm allowed to say, is there legalities about saying the name of the site or not. But like Scholar, thank you, Scholar. That's the site I'm on. Silk is one that I really like. The Vampire Night Orgy was really good. People in the Dark. Like, all these are ones I want, not ones that I have. Cutthroats 9, I got. That one I do have. I do recommend that one if you're like a Western fan. It's a bloody Spanish Western. Stuff like White Ghosts with like Worm Cat I would definitely buy. Not for like a big price, but Weekend Murders would be like a fun one. The Black Gestapo. Devil Times 5 is one that's been on my list for a long period of time. One of the ones I really want is Mardi Gras Massacre. I don't remember the movie at all. Actually, I didn't. Actually, I'm not doing network today. There's certain companies that I'm saving for another time. So, Mardi Gras Massacre is like high on my Code Red list. Headhunter is one I want too. Those are two that I remember the cover, but I don't remember the film. Never heard of Code Red? Ooh. Dude. Code Red is a company. Do you know Scorpion Releasing? So, there are two brothers. There is one brother that does Scorpion releasing. And there's another brother named Bill Olson who does Code Red. Code Red does a lot of like really cool, really good stuff. If you're in the US especially, Code Red's a great company to order from. If you're outside the US, it becomes more problematic because he kind of doesn't like us Canadians. We, as he's alleged to have said, we steal from them. But anyway, so, but actually I do like, with that being said, I really do like a lot of stuff they put out, and they do some good stuff. I do, like, I got House on the Edge of the Park from them, and I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to pretend it's not. They did a really great job on it. They did a great job with Black Candles as well. Mutant I would love to have because I love Wings Hauser and Bo Hopkins, so both those. Hot Moves I remember seeing, I would definitely pick up that. Terminal Island's coming out from Vinegar Syndrome, like, in the near future. So that'll be like one that I would grab from Vincent. I would definitely get that from Vincent. Squirrel Girls in Chains. I just love this cover, so yes, I would. Working Girls is, I guess, famous or infamous for being the movie that starred Cassandra Peterson and would later go on for Elvira fame. And that is her one, I think, one film where she actually had like a nude sequence. So if you're a fan of Elvira and Cassandra Peterson, you kind of got to get Working Girls. Slaughterhouse Rock's a good one. Savage Attraction I liked. This is Scream, but it's not Scream as in that Scream. It's in like Scream as in like the one with Woody Strode. There's their cover for Delirium. As you can see, there's the eyeball lady there. Deadly Dreams. I don't remember this movie at all, but I do remember the cover. Twisted Nightmares, another thing that looks exactly like something that I would buy. Julie Darling. Not at all what you think. It's actually a really early film for, not really, but it's an early film for Sybil Danning. And it's Sybil Danning in a rare, not the evil girl role. Basically, Julie is this little girl. Well, not little girl. She's like 16, 17 years old, but, you know, she's, I guess, little. For me, it's 16-year-old girl's little girl. So, yeah, we'll say little girl. Anyway, so she's home when her mother, like, I think it's like, I'm not sure if he's like a grocery man or something like that, comes in and bring groceries and that. So he comes in and he goes to kind of like to sexually assault her mother, and he ends up killing her by accident. And she witnesses it. A while later, her dad marries again, and Sage Stallone worked with the Grindhouse Releasing. That's before he passed away. So the stuff that you're seeing, the Grindhouse Releasing stuff, that's Sage Stallone. So a lot of movies came like Campbell Holocaust and stuff like that we got were because of Sage and his love of Grindhouse cinema. But yeah, but anyway, so basically, she doesn't like the new mother, and she kind of has it's kind of incestuous thoughts of her. Do I have any Grindhouse? I do have a couple Grindhouse ones. Couple that, like, I've got the Pieces one that they put out. I've got the Swimmer with Burt Lancaster, which is a very different Grindhouse Releasing one. And I've gotten the what's it called? I drink your blood, eat your skin. That one as well. That's the ones I remember getting from them right now. One Dark Night, I think I might watch tonight actually. Kingdom of the Spotters, I kind of want. I don't, and I do. I love William Shatner, and I hate spiders, but I kind of need to own it down the road. Butcher Baker, Nightmare Maker is supposed to be really good. I've heard great stuff about that. The Power I should own. The Slasher is a Sex Maniac. You know I'm going to have that one down the road. The Call Me Bruce was actually really fun. The Dark I don't own. Out of Control, I've always wanted to own this movie. I watched this so many times. Out of Control when I was younger on VHS. I've not seen this movie since the days of VHS, but I've always wanted to own Out of Control. I always want to own a lot, apparently. Emmanuel and the Deadly Black Cobra, any Emmanuel film. I like the Lord Gemser stuff. Jack Palance is in this Emmanuel film. Actually, it's what I did here, Sasha, basically, is I got my computer. I've got an actual computer, not like a laptop, an actual computer set up to my screen. It makes it easier, like when I want to look at stuff online and look at YouTube and order stuff, and like if I go through a streaming service, it makes it easier this way as well. See, baby, where's that one at? Sweet Baby Charlie. It looks, yeah, I think it is the saddest. That's definitely Art Child Jr. There's no mistake in Art Child Jr. when you see him. This one's like, it's an okay. It's about 55 inches, which, decent. I think our next one we won't go with like a 75. We'll go with the 65. Just stick within a reasonable size type of thing. And that, our next TV is probably going to be when we go to the condo, and what's going to be more than likely, I'm not sure it's going to be mounted or just work around, but we're probably going with the 65 next. 55 we think is actually fairly good for right now. There's a lot of good movies. I'm not going to lie, Code Red has a lot of good movies. Spasms, that's the snake one. The Carrier, I remember seeing these. What's cool about a lot of these is like, when I'm looking at some of these films there, I remember the VHS covers from back then. I remember going to the store. Some of these movies, I barely remember their plots at all, but I do remember going into the video store and like walking through the video aisles. Code Red Region Free. I think, does anybody here know? I'm not downstairs in my movie library right now, so I can't see. I don't have any code releases next to me. I'd have to check. May I see some of those at FYE? Erotic Nights of the Living Dead, Laura Gemser. Anything Laura Gemser, man. I'm a big fan of her. Violent Professionals. I had this in my hands. I should have picked it up. I did not know what a good movie that was. I'd forgotten. And if you like the Poliziadas, then you're going to like Violent Professionals. It's one of the really good ones. I was in Bay Street Video and I had it in my hands. I had it in my hands. Devilfish is a fun one. Teenage Tramp and Cat Merkel and the Silks. How can you not have fun with a movie called Teenage Tramp? It's just so silly. Street Law is the other one I had in my hand to put down. I'm kicking myself because those are good ones. Swinging Barmaids. And of course, Porno Holocaust. And if you want to talk about something that caused issues, Screams of a Winter Night. If you don't know the issues behind Screams of the Winter Night, look it up. I'm not going to get into it, but we'll just say serious rage about Screams on a Winter Night. Serious rage. Now let's get into Kino. Kino does some good stuff. Well, all right. So I already own Summer Lover, so that's not going to be on my list. That would have been on my list. Pink Panther, Volume 4, and Volume 3. We don't have Volume 3 either, so both of those. The House That Would Not Die, strongly on my list. Whatever Happened to Aunt Alice, this looks creepy as hell. That's definitely on the list of ones that I want to get. Charlie is actually really good as well. Clash Reunion is high on my list. It's a super cheesy, super fun one. Welcome back, chat. I know what it's like to get caught away. Scalder's giving us some awesome information here. Thank you for that, dude, by the way. Because if I miss something and somebody else can answer it in here, that's the thing. That's a good thing about the movie club is you guys can interact with one another. Exactly, to the rescue. But stuff here, especially when I kind of looking back and forth, like here, you came in for the Kino goodness, right on. So Foxfire, Dan Dury, anything Dan Dury. Dan Dury is really, really good. So if you see Dan Dury's name on a film, it usually means it's gonna have like a good. This is Kino we're talking about now. So the Kino Lorber ones, and also Redemption as well, because they, it's one of their offshoots. So we're into Kino right now. Outer Limits. Kino put out both seasons of The Outer Limits. Now, the first season of The Outer Limits has 32 episodes. The second season of Outer Limits only has 17, but still 17 episodes for a season, especially nowadays, is really good. And the fact that these are like, when you really look at them, like 50-minute long, like sci-fi movies is what we're getting per episode. They did an amazing restoration of The Outer Limit. You're not going to believe it. It's incredible. But not only that, but they put like a bunch of like really good audio commentaries. So some people were kind of disappointed with the first season, not by the stories or the restoration or anything like that. They wanted more special features. They thought, like the commentaries were fantastic, but they wanted to know more. They wanted more Outer Limits goodness in their set. Kino, I think, are releasing Silent Partner, and Silent Partner is an amazing film, and you must own it. I'm going to put that out there right now. It is great. So when Kino released Outer Limits Season 2, I had faith. I knew. Basically, the thing you find out is that because there's only 17 episodes in the second season, which still is a lot of good episodes, they put all these special features, all the poor goldfish, exactly, Murdersville has seen Silent Partner. They put all the special features on the second season. So you get Outer Limits Season 1 and Outer Limits Season 2, you've got the ultimate edition of Outer Limits. I researched this stuff. That was one of the ones. That's one of the top 8 on my birthday list. So if you get the chance to check it out, Atomic Cafe. I don't remember that one actually. I'm not gonna lie to you. Revolt of the Slaves is something that me and my better half will watch together. It's kind of one of those like cheesy muscle man style films that are kind of fun. The Mamie Van Doren film noir collection I really want. I'm a huge film noir fan. I'm a huge fan of Mamie Van Doren as well. Nothing Sacred, Carol Lombard and Frederick March. A Man Alone with Ray Milland. Ray Milland is a good one. Of course, there's the DOA. I prefer the original DOA. But definitely want to check it. Yeah, it is a triple feature. There's like 3 on that one. I bought a vampire motorcycle. How can you not want a movie that's called About a Vampire Motorcycle? That's just a lot of goodness. Mildred Pierce. I miss Mildred Pierce there? If it's there, definitely it's a good one. Trilogy of Terror with Karen Black, fantastic one. Gun Shy is actually pretty good with Liam Neeson and Oliver Platt. The Ghost of Sierra de Cobre was recommended to me by a few people actually, and there was a guy that used to be on here, actually would come in like into the movie club a lot, named Ken, and he really spoke. I'm not sure whatever happened. He just disappeared, but he spoke like really highly of this film right here. It's Pat. Don't get that one. I am totally forgetting about It's Pat. Jesse, I'm totally forgetting about that film. Kino has some amazing releases. You're going to see like Night Stalker is fantastic. Night Strangler. They have like the 3D edition of Sangaree there. Again, fun stuff. Spiral Staircase, a really good film. Trapeze, like Tony Curtis legitimately was like in the like it was, you know, he was what do you call it? In the circus. He was in the circus. He was in the. He did. He actually won on the trapeze, so this was not a big deal for him. He actually did this stuff. Actually, a good film. All the Pink Panther releases they put out are actually actually, you know what? Cabin Boy isn't that bad. I will give Cabin Boy credit. I do kind of like Cabin Boy, but it's not for everybody. You really got to like Chris Elliott's sense of humor and style of humor. If you don't, you're not going to like it. Like Chris Elliott had a TV series as well. I can't remember the name of it right now, which was actually kind of fun. But if you don't like it, if you don't like his stuff, you're going to hate Cabin Boy. You got to just like Chris Elliott already to like Cabin Boy. But I enjoyed it. Any of their animation stuff, their Departed Feeling stuff, without, you know, definitely one to get. So that's their only two tough guys. Impulse, actually, with Meg Tilly and Tim Matheson is actually pretty damn good. I do recommend that. Straight to Hell, I think some Alex Cox. Alex Cox is really good. A Minute to Pray, A Second to Die with Alex Cord. We got some great stuff here. I thought Deep Rising was fun. Color Night, a lot of people hate this movie. I actually don't mind it. Bruce Willis, Bruce Willis is like attempt into the erotic stuff. Alex Cox is really good with commentaries too. The Tie That Binds. They put out like this kind of like the erotic thriller series. Richmond's Wife, not really. I wouldn't really consider that erotic thriller. The Tie That Binds though was really good. The Day After, this is if you've got Threads. Which studio had the most releases from? It's probably Arrow Video is the highest amount that it releases from. Kino was probably second, actually. Kino or Scream Factory probably second. Because especially within the last recent year or so, Kino's had some really good sales. And the thing is that if there's like a Scream Factory sale, or there's like an Arrow sale or something like that, that's something that I like. And I'm like, okay, look, we'll go in sometimes, we'll look at those. If there's a Kino sale, my better half is looking through the movies with me. Because she has a huge part of the Kino stuff. That's hers. She's picked them out. She's bought them. Whenever we get Kino like sales, there's usually like 10 or 11 or 12 items at least in that cart that we get, and at least 4 or 5 of them are picked out by her. And usually the rest of them are picked out together. You do need to reach people there. Kino does some great stuff. Born Yesterday. This is the remake of Born Yesterday with Melanie Griffith. Satan's Bug, I don't have that one. I do want to get it though. Another really good film. Smashing Time. I don't remember this movie at all, but it's got Rita Tushingham and Lynn Redgrave, so I'm there. A Strange Adventure. Again, don't remember this one, but love the cover. Would buy it. I Walk Alone. I do like Burt Lancaster. Anything Burt Lancaster, man. Tiger by the Tail. One Good Cop is a movie that I think gets maligned because of the ending a lot. But I did like it. I thought it was good. Adventures of Tom Sawyer's there. The Martian Chronicles, actually did dig The Martian Chronicles. Under Capricorn with Hitchcock there. The Woman in the Window is actually pretty good with Edward G. Robinson. The Maids with Glenda Jackson looks kind of interesting. Hi, Jane Doe. Spetters. I would definitely grab that one. If your PC set is region free, as region A and hooked up into. Good idea, actually. Reincarnation of Peter Proud is actually a pretty good one. Jack the Giant Killer, for sure. I got to get Fistful of Dollars. Zero Mosley's Mastermind. I actually thought that was fun. 7 I got. Wow, there's so much good stuff that came out from them. They recently put out like some more like young, older westerns, like the Maze, the 3D 3D one. I got to get more like the 3D stuff, especially I've got like the PlayStation VR, and you can watch like 3D like on your VR headset, which is actually really good. Mafia is okay. It's it's Jane Austen's Mafia. It is what it is. Consenting Adults is really good. I know it's going to be problematic for some people because it has Kevin Spacey in it, and but it has Kevin Kline. And Kevin Kline is amazing, and he makes the film, and it's very well done. There's The Psychopath. This is actually an Amicus film. This is one I would recommend. A Bad Company with Lawrence Fishburne. Ingrid Bergman's Joan of Arc for sure. It's The Soldier with Ken Wall. If you want to see young Catherine Heigl, you can watch My Father the Hero. A lot of the early stuff here, like Highway Dragnet, definitely The Oldest Profession is another one that I want. Outlaw with Jane Russell. Fistful of Dynamite, Rod Steiger and James Coburn. As you can see, there's a lot of like good stuff. Fistful of Dynamite, exactly. Yeah, Kino has a lot of great titles. Kino is one of those companies that people overlook a lot. People overlook Kino a lot, and it's a shame because they do such great stuff. Blame It on Rio is one that I really want. I just hit my funny bone. does not feel funny. So we got more Burt Lancaster and Valdez is coming, and the Kentucky in here. Joel McCrea is West, and little did he know his son would have to act in movies like Fist of Time is a great film. Would have to act in movies like Lady Street Fighter. So hint, this guy here, that was his son that was the lead in Lady Street Fighter. With the, yeah, so, yeah. We watched Lady Street Fighter and it's really bad. The Michael Dudikoff double feature, for sure. John Wayne is branding it up. I like the John Wayne stuff. Nightfall, I really, really want. That's high on my list. Jacqueline Smith one. China Moon is a really good. I like Ed Harris a lot, and China Moon was a good film. Death Rides a Horse. I don't know This World Then the Fireworks with Billy Zane, Gina Gershon, Cheryl Lee, but that is a great cast. I would probably blind by that one, like no problem. Hangover Square is a fantastic film. If you like The Burning Bed, that style movie. Driftwood, Ceasefire in 3D. I'll Be Seeing You with Ginger Rogers and Joseph Cotton, The Woman in Red. Like saying, having once, The Man Who Died Twice. Well, first time didn't go down so well. Woman in Red is another one. It came out around '84, I think, and this is another one I saw in theater. Like most people at the time, most males at the time, we were completely in love with, we were in love with her. And at the time, she married Steven Seagal. I'm not joking. This gorgeous girl, she married Steven Seagal. And I cannot see that relationship. Original Gangsters, which is one was, I think, produced by Fred Williamson. Got Fred Williamson, Jim Brown, Pam Grier. Stone Cold Dad, I really, really want. The Wrong Guy is actually a fun one. Flamingo Kid actually is pretty good. Actually, although you just see the sexy girl, it actually has God, Flamingo Kid. Matt Dillon, right? Avante's there. Yeah, like they have a lot of good movies. Young Doctors in Love. I know this is a really silly movie, but I really like it. I don't own this. I got like the VHS section of this one because at the time I couldn't afford to grab this one, but I found a VHS of it, and I said, okay, until I can get the, I know, until I can actually get a good one, I got a VHS copy. So I actually have Young Doctors in Love VHS. Rawhead Rex, their version of Rawhead Rex is amazing. I think there's one extra feature that might be on the Arrow one, but I'll be honest, the edition that they put of Rawhead Rex it's sexy as hell. It's just like three different, like lots of different cover art, and it's got a booklet, great features. Portrait of Jenny I've got on DVD, so that one I'm good with for now. Night Angel is one I do want. Night Angel, by the way, guys, Halloween 5 directed this one right here, Night Angel. So if you wondered what else the guy that did Halloween 5 thought that he'd only directed that film, I think his name is Dominique Othid Gerard, something like that. He actually directed Night Angel as well. Cannon for Cordova, that actually is on my list. I like George Papard. Junior Bonner is a great release and a lot of great features on this one here, by the way, guys. So if you're a Steve McQueen fan, that's definitely one to pick up. If you like the cheesy stuff, Cyborg 2087 and Dimension 5, kind of fun, cheesy stuff there. I don't know a lot about Redline 7000. I know James Caan's in it, and I do like James Caan. I own Adventures of Captain Marvel. If you don't own it, get it. It's really good. There's commentaries from different people on each of those episodes of the serial. But Tobar the Great, kind of fun there. And The Good Son. There's one I definitely want to get down the road. I love The Good Son when it came out. And seeing like Macaulay Culkin as a bad guy and swearing and stuff. Devil's Brigade's actually kind of fun. That's kind of the ones that my better half will like. It's got the kind of the military, the kind of get together, kind of war ones. Wim Holden, Cliff Robertson, and Vince Edwards. You kind of wonder every time I see a movie now with Cliff Robertson, I'm wondering, like, I love Cliff Robertson, but who do you piss off in this film? Because he apparently he's like really hard to. Thief's a great film. Which Good, Bad, and the Ugly I have. I do need the rest. Hunting Party is one I want. That's got Oliver Reed and Samantha Eggar in that one. Is this Samantha Eggar? No, Ken Spurgeon. Okay, got totally wrong there. Oliver Reed and Ken Spurgeon. Barton Fink is a good one. There's so many. I mean, like, doing a want list for Kino is like just basically I want Kino. Because there's just so much great stuff. Shalako with Sean Connery and Bridget Bardot was a good one. Star Crystal, I wouldn't mind having this one either. Freeway with Darlene Flugel. Again, No Man's Land. Hey, my baby. Sorry. I had a kitty come over here. Duel in the Sun. I said, was that one there too? If it was, definitely one to grab. Thunderbirds double feature. I have a kitty cat, and he's like, especially Clouseau. It's you want Kino. Kino has some great additions available. These really do. Hell in the Pacific, got The Paradigm Case from Alfred Hitchcock. Tough Guys, Burt Lancaster, Kirk Douglas. I actually like that film. Childhood favorite, 633 Squads. I don't remember that one. I'll look into it. Stuff like Adios Sabata, The Return of Sabata. They put all the Sabata films out, all three of them. The Sabata trilogy is on here. There's Making Contact, which was kind of a fun little film. Those redheads from Seattle. It's a 3D. You just have to see it. The Mephisto Waltz, I do recommend. The Scar with Paul Hunred is a really good one. Oh my God, there's so much. Broken Arrow, The Man Who Could Cheat Death, The Skull, Lifeboat, Compulsion, The Stud, The Bitch. Both those I strongly recommend. If you like Joan Collins and you kind of like the Jackie Collins stuff, then Joan Collins made 2 movies out of like 2 Jackie Collins novels that kind of like go together, both The Bitch and The Stud. Unfortunately, The Bitch and The Stud are 2 that don't sell to Canada when you go on to the, because there's certain Kino ones, like when they have their sales, there's certain ones that you don't sell in Canada, and The Bitch and The Stud are those 2. So if anybody in the U.S. wants to send The Bitch and The Stud this way, this guy will take them. Because I've been wanting those movies for ages, and I did look at Bay Street Video and I couldn't find them there, because those would have been bought like right away. Those would have been like, they're just part of my childhood. I get an odd look that part of my childhood is The Bitch and the Stud. So Bela Lugosi's Visible Ghost, Chamber of Horrors with Edgar Wallace, A Game of Death is another good one, directed by Robert Wise. Where's this? Oh, really? No Retreat, No Surrender I have. It's a really, really good one. And they got 2 versions of the film on there, Jesse, by the way. They're Playing with Fire. I love this movie. I love Sybil Danning. She's on the Google Doc list. You guys know that. Really cool film. It's a combination of a slasher and a sexploitation film. It's a different film, but I actually really like it. The Wanderers, Ken Wall. That's actually underrated. Karen Allen. That's the one that she did. Jodan Baker in Framed. We don't have 1 million years BC, surprisingly, actually. I'm actually losing my voice here, guys. Ape is on here. The Unholy Four, Striker. And one we do have is Who. Porky's 2 and 3. I actually got to get that one down the road. I got the first Porky's on there. Wake Up Screaming. Bad Girl, Cry the City, The Undying Monster. All right. Okay. So this video at 128 minutes is going to have to be continued. I haven't done this in a long time, unless there was a mix-up or an error in the video that I'm making. So we are right here, which I'll try and remember. You guys can remind me. We'll have a video of it. But there we go. We will get into the rest of Kino, Scream Factory, Network, some more Criterion, and some more releases in the next video. I need more than tea at this point, so this one is to be continued. I doubt we're going to get it done tonight. It's probably going to be done more than likely, I'd say probably tomorrow. I'll work on doing the second part of this video. If I do it tonight, just keep an eye on my Twitter, my Instagram. I will let you guys know. But at almost 130 minutes, this has been one of my bigger videos, and I hope you guys have liked this setup. Let me know. Drink bubbly. Yeah. Did you notice that at the at the Super Bowl, they actually had a Michael Bublé commercial for Bubbly. And I was like, yes, I'm ahead of the game. I'm ahead of the game. I'm Aaron. I am Mr. Vincent. My better half is secretly off screen watching all of this, by the way. You guys are the movie club, and as always, this doesn't exist without you guys. You guys are awesome. You guys rock. Hopefully I've made you guys think about some movies that you want to buy. Drink a Molson. Maybe I'm close to Nova Scotia. I'm in Nova Scotia, so maybe where it's My Bloody Valentine, I should drink a Moosehead beer. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.